Good evening, everybody. Hope all of you are having a great day. So it is 11 o'clock currently, Eastern Time. So it's everyone's bedtime right now. But tomorrow's Friday, so I'm excited. Need a break. Weekend, especially with Halloween going on. I'm looking forward to it. So, as I mentioned in my previous video, I said that predicted the GOP was going to sweep Virginia. And it's going to be a complete red wave. They're going to take over. They're going to take over the executive branches, as well as the legislature as well, especially with all the down ballot races too, because the Democrats they have too many headwinds going against them. From CRT to the McAuliffe candidacy to Joe Biden and the policies as well, and even a lot of the conservative moderate Democrats, they're voting for a GOP for the first time. I mean, I've been looking at videos of people voting for GOP, and plus they also have a diverse ticket too. And the one thing you gotta, um, one thing I'll give them credit for with the GOP this time is they're actually making inroads with other minority groups too. So they're starting to become, so they're chipping away the Democrats' advantage. In fact, I always believe that minorities are not a monolithic vote. Every vote's in the air, regardless of your race or gender. You got to go out and earn that vote, and the best policies always win. That's what I believe. But going back to the Virginia race, now I brought up the 2013 results because, as you can see, this is the first race that Terry McAuliffe won, but he won with plurality, 47.7%. And it's very likely that he can get that percentage point again. And as you can see here, Robert Sarbus, he got 6.5% of the vote. And if you took him out of the race, I believe Ken Cuccinelli would have won. Now, I'm not saying I was a Ken Cuccinelli fan. I'm just reporting the facts. So basically, right here is where we got the map, and counties which could flip as well. It'll go further red. Like, so we can start from so this is where the air. So basically, the biggest swing areas we got to look out for are the suburbs. So the suburbs of Northern Virginia and the Richmond area and Virginia Beach, the Urban Crescent, the Virginia Urban Crescent. That's going to tell us how this night's going to go. If Glenn Youngkin overperforms in these areas, he's going to win, which I think he's going to overperform. And if Terry McAuliffe maintains somehow exceeds expectations, he wins too. But I highly doubt it because we also have the third party, Princess Blanding. She might suck away votes. She's further left than Terry McAuliffe and may extract more votes from him. So in the end, I think Glenn Youngkin is going to win, and I expect him to get over 50% of the vote. In fact, if I give a number, it's going to be the same percentage, 53% Glenn Youngkin, 47% to 46 or 47% Terry McAuliffe. Or if you include Princess Blanding, so it could be 51% Glenn Youngkin, 47% Terry McAuliffe, and the rest for Princess Blanding. So here are the counties which I think may flip. Loudoun County. Now you can see here, McAuliffe won a plurality, just 49.5%. Last year, Joe Biden won this county with 61% of the vote. Now I think Glenn Youngkin, he's going to get above the 40% mark. I think he'll get close to 45, at least 45% of the vote. And here's why: because Loudoun County has been the center of a lot of controversy with CRT, the transgender bathroom policy, and also the GOP is making good inroads with minority communities, as I said earlier. I'm trying not to be a broken record, so this is one of the counties which I think where Glenn Youngkin will outperform. Another thing I look at is Fairfax County. Now, as you can see here, if Glenn Youngkin gets 40% of the vote, McAuliffe's in trouble. Now, I'm not sure about the urban areas, like if you go in, so now, as you can see here, like with Arlington and Alexandria, McAuliffe he got 71% of the vote in 2013. Now, but I'm not sure what the ground game is in Arlington or in Alexandria, but if I suppose that the GOP has a decent ground game there. Now, if they crack at least 25 to, if they crack like close to 30% of the vote or above 30% in those two cities, then he's making good progress. Stafford County. This is a county that Joe Biden won last year. that's going to be red. I can guarantee that's going to be red. All right. Caroline County, once again, it was red in 2020. It's going to be red again. Nelson County, one of the few remaining counties which voted for Democrat back in 2013, is one of the rural counties near Charlottesville. That's going to go red because, especially with the controversy he had during his governorship, going about the Mountain Valley Pipeline, which was very unpopular. But now we're going to swing down to the Richmond area, the greater Richmond area, Chesterfield County. So Joe Biden won Chesterfield County last year. He was the first one, I think, since Lyndon Johnson or JFK. So the first guy since the 1960s to win this county. That's a swing county now, but I still think the Republicans I think Glenn Youngkin's going to win that county because, as you can see here, McAuliffe only got 40% of the vote, whereas Cuccinelli got 48% of the votes in 2013. So I think Glenn Youngkin's going to outperform the Cuccinelli numbers. Now, as for Henrico County, Henrico County has swung heavily towards the Democrats from 2013 to 2020. It went from 51% to 63%. But if Glenn Youngkin can get like close to 40, 41, 45%, then he's in good standing. So basically, watch out for these two counties, Chesterfield and Henrico. And going back to Northern Virginia, look out for Loudoun, Fairfax, and Stafford. Because I know Stafford's going to go red, but how big? How big is going to be his margin? Now we're moving on to the last portion of the Urban Crescents. This is where the election is going to be decided, in my opinion, because it also depends on Northern Virginia, basically the entire Urban Crescents where the election is going to be decided. But this is the last part. Okay, so this is the one where we have Williamsburg, which is James City County, Newport News, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake City, and Norfolk. So basically, I said like Virginia Beach. Basically, Biden was the first Democrat to win that city since since the 1950s or since JFK was president, or since JFK won in 1960 election. So this one, I can guarantee this is going to be a Republican win. The question is how big the percentage. If McAuliffe gets 45% or less than that, like goes to 43, and Glenn Youngkin gets like more than 50, like 3% of the vote, then you can all assume that this election is going to be called. I mean, it all goes down to me, just to summarize, and also if Glenn Youngkin wins Chesapeake City, because as you can see here, Chesapeake City was pretty close in 2013, off by 3 percentage points. So basically these two cities is where it's going to come down to, in my opinion. Like, it's going to depend on the margin of victory. So basically, all Glenn Youngkin needs to do is cut the Democratic margin of victory in Northern Virginia, pick up a few counties, pick up Chesterfield County and exceed the expectation there, cut out the margin in Henrico County, and as well as outperform in this area, the Tidewater area. Now, the Tidewater area, I always say it's a swing area, but it leans Republican. So it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be a pretty fun night to see who wins. But my money is on Glenn Youngkin and the Republican ticket. So I just like all you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. And you have a wonderful night. Take care.